So today, we're going to dive into a really powerful, really personal account of the civil war in Sudan. We're looking at it through the testimony of Wur Deng Lueth. And let me tell you, it's not just a story about survival. It's about the huge questions that come up when you're forced to face the absolute unimaginable.
Just think about that question for a second. When will death come for us? This was the reality for Wur Deng Lueth and so many others every single day. It just cuts right to the bone of his experience, doesn't it? A life that's just defined by this constant, crushing fear and the total uncertainty of whether he'll even make it to the next morning.
So let's be clear about what the author, Wur Deng Lueth, is trying to do here. He says it himself. This is not a book of complaints. He sees it as a testimony, something he had to write to share the incredibly hard-won lessons he learned on his journey.
And he gets really specific about why he's writing this. He's not just retelling a war story. He's trying to get his head around the religious justifications that were used for the violence. For him, this was a war against unbelievers and Christians. And he's quick to point out, this kind of conflict, sadly, isn't just a thing of the past.
All right, so let's set the scene. How does a place, your home, a place that's supposed to be safe, get so bad that it becomes, well, in his own words, uninhabitable for humans? That's what we're looking at next.
Okay, so here's a quick timeline to get you grounded. It all really kicks off again in 1983, when the Second Civil War resumes. By early 1984, the government starts launching these massive attacks on South Sudan. And from there, the whole situation just spirals, and the entire region quickly becomes this relentless war zone.
And the tactics they used? I mean, they were just absolutely brutal. This wasn't just about battles between armies. This was a campaign to completely destroy a way of life. They were burning houses down, destroying crops and food supplies to literally starve people out, and relentlessly hunting them down.
So you hear about these tactics, but what does that feel like, day in and day out? This next part, it's all about that gut-level, moment-to-moment reality of being the one who's hunted, where your entire existence is just about trying to stay invisible.
You know, the human will to survive is just incredible. It pushes you to do things you never thought possible. The author talks about hiding in trees, deep in the forest, basically anywhere you could find some cover. It was just this desperate, primal instinct to escape being seen.
But here's the terrifying part.